tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to do rows of half treble crochet. Now remember, that's UK half treble, US half double crochet. So to start with, you're just going to create your slip knot. If you need a slowed down and better explained video on how to do your slip knot, then just pop across to the playlist that I've created with all of my beginner videos in, and you will find it in there on how to do a slip knot nice and slowly. So for this sample piece, just to show you how to do half trebles, I'm just going to chain 12. So to chain, you just want to yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through, and you're just going to do that until you get to whatever width you want. But just for my little sample swatch, or if you're just starting out and want to test the stitch, then 12 is absolutely fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I haven't chosen 12 for any particular reason. It's just a number that I like. Okay, so now we're going to start working back across our chain, and to start off with, we are going to do our first stitch into the third chain from the hook. So this is the first one, number 2 and number 3. So this is the stitch that we're going to work into. And to do a half treble, you want to yarn over, insert your hook into that third stitch, yarn over and pull up. So you've now got 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So that is your first half treble. And so again, you're going to yarn over and go into the next stitch along, yarn over and pull up, and again you've got your 3 loops, and you want to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So we've now got 2 that we've done, and our chain, the 2 chains that we missed at the beginning, also count as a half treble. So into the next one again, you're going to yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up, and again 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3. Same again, yarn over and insert, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, and again, and I'm just going to do this with you all the way back to the slip knot. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through all 3. I've just got a couple more stitches here now, yarn over, pull through all 3, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up, and pull through all 3. So I've got 2 stitches left now. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through all 3. And then I'm back to where my slip knot is, so I'm going to do one last one into this last chain. And so that is me worked back across my row. So we're going to count these together now. So we've got this chain 2 here on the end that we skipped at the very beginning. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we've got 11 half treble crochets here. Now quite often what you'll find, I'm just going to demonstrate this both ways, but quite often now you would chain 1, 2 and then turn, and then you would do your first half treble into this stitch just here, because your chain 2 would count as a half treble. But if I just show you very quickly how that looks when you do it, I really don't like the little gap that you get there. I don't know if you can see, let's just pull that out for a second. When you jump across to this next stitch here, you do get quite a noticeable gap here, and it never used to bother me, I'll be honest, but it does now. So The way I like to do it is to not chain anything at the end, and I'm just going to turn straight away. And then it can be a little bit fiddly, so I'm just going to move that working yarn behind my hook just for the moment. So then to start your next row, into this very first stitch right at the end here, let's go back to how it should normally be. So you would normally have your yarn here in front of you, and you're just going to push that back a bit out of the way, and you're just going to insert your hook straight into that very first stitch, making sure that you get the V on the top there, so that you know you've got both loops. And then I'm going to yarn over and pull up, so I've got 2 loops now, and I'm going to yarn over and pull through both. And then to make it the height that I need for it to be a half treble, I'm going to do that again, but not into that first stitch. You will see here that we've got sort of 2 loops at the front here, so you've got this one and this one, and you want to pop your hook through that loop, furthest away from you. So you've got one here and one here, and you want to go just through that first loop, yarn over and pull up, and then again yarn over, pull through 2, and we are at a good height now for a half treble crochet. So now I'm going to do my half treble crochet into the next stitch along, just here, again making sure that I get the V on the top here, and then yarn over and pull through all 3. And I'll just do the next one, yarn over, insert into that next stitch along, yarn over and pull up, you get your 3 loops again, and yarn over, pull through 2. And I'm just going to stop there for a second so that you can see the difference. So you can see now that through doing that very first stitch that way, you don't get any gap at all, and it just helps to keep your edges really good and straight as well. So next we're going to yarn over and insert, yarn over, pull up, and you've got your 3 loops, and then yarn over, pull through all 3 again, and you're going to work this all the way across, and we should have 11 if you remember when we get to the end. So I'm just going to work that across very quickly now, just so that we can show you how to end your row, and then I will show you once more how to start the next row again, just so that I know that you've got the hang of that very first stitch for that row. So I'm going to yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through 3. So you're just going to work that all the way across until you get to the very end. Now I'm going to stop here just so that we can do these last couple of stitches together. So you can see now we're going to do a quick count. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I know that we need 11, so I know that I've still got 2 more stitches to do on this row. So I'm going to yarn over, insert into that next one, yarn over and pull up, yarn over and pull through all 3. So that's 10 now, so I know that I need 1 more. Even though it looks like I'm right at the very end, I do still have 1 more stitch that I need to do. Because if I didn't do this last stitch now, it might not look like anything here. It might look like it's probably the right amount of stitches. But if I did that in every single row, pretty soon I would just have a triangle. So I know, because I only have 10, I need to do 1 more. So however many you do, it might be a bit tedious, but you do just need to make sure that you do keep counting every row until you're absolutely certain that you know that where you're putting that very last stitch. So to do my very last one, I'm going to go into the top of these 2 chains from the previous row. So I've got 1 and 2, and again I'm just going to insert my hook, and it does look like it's on the side, but you do need to make sure that you still get a little V here, and then yarn over and pull up, and yarn over, pull through all 3. So that now is the end of my 2 rows. So I'll just start this next row off with you again. So remember, we're not going to chain at the end of this row, we are just going to turn straight round and then I'll just pull that back slightly so you can see into this very first stitch, this one right here. Like I say, it can be a bit fiddly because the yarn does get in your way just while you're doing this first stitch, so I like to just pull it out of the way a little bit, and then I'm going to go straight into that first stitch, and I'm going to yarn over and pull up, and then I'm going to yarn over and pull through both of those loops. And again, you've got almost two stitches facing you just here, and you don't want this first loop here, you want this loop just next to it, so not this one just here. And then you're going to yarn over and pull up, and then again yarn over, pull through both, and that is your first stitch for this row. And then you're just going to carry on like before, yarning over, and then yarn over, pull through all three, and again into your next stitch, and just make sure that you count as you go along. I know that I need to have 11, so however many you've started out with, you need to make sure every single row that you have that amount of stitches when you get to the end. So I'm just going to get to the end of this row very quickly, and we'll just do how to finish off this row again, because it's a little easier once you've gotten away from that foundation row. So I'm just going to stop here, and again, you might think that you've gotten to the end of your row, but if I count my stitches now, I don't think I have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I've only got 10, so that tells me that I have missed a stitch at the end, and I need to do one into this one just here. So it might look like I might not need to, but I've only got 10, so I know that I must. So again, I'm going to yarn over and insert, again making sure that you catch the V, yarn over and pull up, and yarn over and pull through all three. So that now is how we're looking. So that's it for the half treble crochet rows. If you're wanting to know how to change colour, for example, in your rows, then do go and check out my other absolute beginner video on how to do that. But that's it for this one, guys. But remember to subscribe, and remember to give me a quick thumbs up, and I will see you again for another tutorial very soon.